before this third week of the month, it is so imperative that you guys take a step back and take care of yourself. Because like I said, whatever this opportunity is for you guys, it's here. And I feel it's pretty much set up for you to get it. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your November solar session. I am Marlo. If you're new and if you're family, welcome back, my friend. And if you are not familiar with what my soul sessions are, they are your spirituality as well as personal development readings, in which we look at the energies that you guys may encounter for a given month for the sole purpose of giving you clarity, insight, and guidance and all that good stuff and whatnot, or whatever. And your cards still haven't come out, Aquarius. Okay, well, there goes one. Thank goodness. The first card out, we have the Four of Knives in the reverse. Interesting. Hold on. Work with me, cards. And then we have the Eight of Coins in the reverse. So what it's looking like, Aquarius, coming out of October and into November, there's an energy of burnout. There could be a little bit of isolation there, but I would feel that would be the byproduct of the burnout. So it's kind of burning your candle at both ends, if you will. So it's kind of pushing yourself to your limits. Now, when this comes to your work life with this Eight of Coins in the reverse, there's a potential that things could be kind of slipping through the cracks at work, in the sense of, you know, kind of being burned out and tired, and no matter how many like naps you take or how long you sleep, you're just exhausted. And that's something of how burnout can manifest, is when we get to a point of being burnt out, it can feel like you're just being lazy because you just want to sleep all the time and you're not really wanting to do much, or you just feel like emotionally numb, like kind of like baseline. But that can also start to affect our work, you know, and not just our work, just a myriad of different areas in our life where things kind of start to slip through the cracks. The next card that we have is the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Okay, Aquarius, literally, this looks like burnout. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is really like needing like a respite, like needing to take a break, maybe taking a mental health day or a couple of mental health days away from work. Because with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, it's more or less that there's the energy here for you guys to kind of start fresh. But I feel the opportunity can't really be taken in stride because of one just being so just, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's not even really having the energy. So you're probably more or less using the energy that you have in order to maintain, like to maintain what it is that you have going on, like your everyday responsibilities, like going to work or, you know, taking your trash out, cleaning your house, stuff like that. It's like you're using the little energy that you have to do that. But even that is kind of overwhelming and too much. You know what I'm saying? So it's things are starting to slip through the cracks. I'm kind of concerned. As I'm talking about this, Aquarius, and just kind of picking up on the energy, it's concerning for me because it's like I'm feeling it. Like, and I mean, I've been there before. Those of you guys who are mental health professionals, you know, I tell you guys all the time about needing to do self-care, because the difference when you're not even just a mental health professional, if you're a nurse or a doctor, anyone that's in a helping profession, if we don't take care of ourselves, this can be compassion fatigue, which is, you know, vastly different. Even those of you who may be taking care of, you know, parents and like grandparents that may be sick or ailing, any caretaker is at risk of falling to compassion fatigue if you're not taking care of yourself. And that's when you kind of get to this place where you just stop caring and it's neither here nor there, and you're just desensitized by the whole situation. But I'm feeling this heavy, and I feel the reason why this is coming up, Aquarius, because it's a need to kind of take a handle on this, meaning there's a need to take a step back from whatever it is that you guys are doing, because whatever it is that you're doing, it's like you're going 1,000 miles a minute. And I feel it's really because you guys are headed towards an end goal, or what this Ace of Wands in the reverse would represent. It's like you're trying to turn over a new leaf in your life. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to reach that that end goal, but it's kind of working against yourself, because working so hard to get there has become, you know, it's kind of been siphoning your energy, right? So now when you're at the point of burnout, you're still attempting to go 1,000, miles a minute, right? But you don't have the energy reserves to do so. So that's why I say burning the candle at both ends. It's like you're literally pushing yourself to your limit. The next card we have out is the Judgment in the reverse. And with this is another thing that's important, because of course, with the Judgment card, we're talking about ascending to a higher state of being. How does one ascend to a higher state of being? It's via our choices, right? I always say with this card where, there's no need for spirit to judge us, because with every decision that we make, we're judging ourselves, right? We're creating our own destinies with our choices. With this falling underneath this Four of Swords in the reverse, it's more or less bringing it back to personal responsibility of Aquarius for Aquarius, in the sense that the choices that you guys are making are counterintuitive to what it is that you're trying to accomplish. But I get it, because it's more or less, if you're in the home stretch, oh my gosh, why is this example coming up? I'm just going to use it. Follow me, Aquarius. Okay, so I'm sure many of you know who Bruce Jenner is, right? Bruce Jenner is now Caitlyn Jenner. But when Caitlyn Jenner was Bruce Jenner and was in the Olympics, in the last little running thing, y'all, I don't know sports, it was like, it's when the triathlon. It was like the last game in the triathlon, and it was like running, I don't know if it was like 800 meters or something like that. I don't know what it is. I don't know sports, y'all. But when Bruce Jenner was running that last thing in the triathlon, what was interesting was, like, he didn't run like full speed the entire time. So what he did is, in the very beginning, he like did kind of like a slow run, and then while he's doing the slow run, all of the people who were going super duper fast, they started to kind of, tinker back, right? So when it's like the last loop around the track, that's when he went full speed, right? And used his energy that he had reserved doing the slow jog for most of it to push him to the finish line, and he ended up winning and got the gold medal and all this other kind of stuff, right? Now, I feel that's an illustrative example of how it would behoove Aquarius to move forward with this. It's more or less, if I were to compare Bruce to like the rest of the runners, it's like how it is that Aquarius has been moving forward with stuff is like, they shot the little gun thing, and you guys like hit the track like right. So now that you're in this last loop, right, it's like you're falling to a slow jog because you have to, because you're literally just depleted of energy. You know what I'm saying? So looking at these two energies here with the Ace of Wands in the reverse and okay, can y'all see that? Okay, there we go. With the Ace of Wands in the reverse and the Judgment in the reverse, they're in the reverse, meaning that they're blocked, but the energies are here, right? So really what this should be, like this whole like reading, because all these cards are in the reverse. This whole reading should really be upright. If you ran the race initially like Bruce Jenner did, right? If you started off slow, it's like you're self-caring, you're taking care of yourself, you're, mastering your craft. Slow and steady wins the race, And then when the new opportunity comes, you can take it and ascend to the, higher state of being, if you will. But the thing that I feel with this is it's not a node to like, oh, you messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like how it is that you operate to this point, you jacked up. Nah, it's not saying you guys are going to lose the race. It's more or less saying that now in the situation you guys are in, there's a need to recognize this, and there's a need to take care of it. And why I say this, Aquarius, is because this like self-care has become, pop culture-ish, right? You know what I'm saying? But there's a method to the madness. Like, it's not just about a whole bunch of like detox teas and detox baths and looking yourself in the mirror and saying that you love yourself and stuff like that. It's a lot more serious than that. It's very much into your overall wellness. So when I talk about self-care, it's not just about the, lighting your candles and taking a bubble bath type of thing. It's really making sure that you're taking care of yourself, of how you're eating, how much sleep it is that you're getting, you spacing out, your days. Like I always tell my clients about the 3/8 rule. There's 24 hours in the day. Those 24 hours can be separated into 8 increments. Well, 3 increments of 8. So you dedicate 8 hours to sleeping, you dedicate 8 hours to working, and then you dedicate those last 8 hours however you see fit, right? If you're a parent, you might want to separate, your last 8 hours into 4 hours, where it's 4 hours that you dedicate towards the kiddos, right? And the other 4, you dedicate them to yourself. But what a lot of people end up doing is using those last 8 hours of the day to be all for their kids, to be all for their friends, all for their partner, all for family members. And they don't do anything for themselves, or they might give themselves 15 minutes or like 30 minutes, And I feel with this, the thing that's really going to turn things around for you guys is by taking a step back and really resting. And like I say, there's no shame in using one of your sick days as a mental health day. And I promise I will not tell your boss. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to keep an eye out for that, Aquarius, because I really feel you guys are carrying a lot on your shoulders right now, or you're pushing yourself to your limits. And this is supposed to be your time. Like, this is supposed to be a time for you, especially with us having this new moon in Aquarius. This new moon in Scorpio in the month of November. It's like, I'm really like, especially with my network, it's like we're really using the next couple of months going into 2022 as more or less like self-care time. So it's us using this time frame to really use like these moons as like, putting goals down. These are things that we're going to take steps to achieve. Really looking at these full moons as a time to like, releasing things of the sort and really sorting things out. And see here, we have the 10 of coins. So it's like, why it is that you guys are doing this, I understand you're headed towards, because I see this more or less as that end goal that you guys are trying to get to. And it makes sense, but you have to strategize. And let me rephrase that. I don't doubt for a second that my Aquarius people strategized, right? Like, I don't doubt that you were working a strategy to get to this point, right? Because once again, like I said, with these cards being in the reverse, right? The energy is here, it's just blocked, right? So looking at it, this would be self-care, would be mastering your craft, all of that is in preparation for this new beginning to ascend to a higher state of being, to get what? Stability and security, getting your finances on point, making sure your family's taken care of, whatever the case, But I just feel you guys had a strategy. I just feel that the strategy was almost too eager. So it was so eager to get to the finish line that you didn't quite think through how it is that would tax you out. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense, Aquarius. But I understand what it is that you guys are trying to do, but I just feel the thing that's going to behoove you all this month is to really take a step back and take care of yourself. So this opportunity that's here for you all, it's not gone. You didn't miss it, but for you to be your best self for it, it's a need for you guys to really make your health and your self-care a priority this month. Yeah, because we have the 8 of Swords in the reverse. So here's the dealio, man. You guys have been on the hamster wheel. There's an opportunity for you all to come off of the hamster wheel this month. And this is interesting how it is you guys, soul session is coming out. Because in the energy signature of it, I can see how this relates to a lot of the other signs. However, a lot of the stuff that's come out for everyone else has been very intangible kind of stuff. So it's been like inner processes, you know, and all of this, of course, relates back to October. Like I've been telling everyone, is we had a huge karmic cycle that wrapped up. So anything that was resistance in like a 5D kind of sense, like any energies that were in opposition to us for the purpose of us learning a lesson, those energies have dissipated and the path is clear for us to follow through, right? However, the thing that's being highlighted this month in November and how it is that we meet spirit halfway with this is that spirit is going to spotlight something in us, whether it's in our thought processes, how it is that we deal with other people, how it is we're getting triggered, decisions that we're making solo dolo that are affecting us having our absolute best experience in our lives, right? For just about every single sign prior to you guys, it's been, you know, kind of like an inner thing, like, you know, victim mentality or self-sabotage or people pleasing, you know, things like that. But for you guys, it's slightly different where it's, and this is going to sound heavy. I just heard the word in my head and I stopped myself before I said it because it's going to sound like heavy, but it's self-neglect. Right? Aquarius has a lot on their mind of what it is you guys want to accomplish. And I feel you guys sacrifice yourselves and your own health in the process to achieve things, you know? And I would even say, like, this may be some older people, and I'm saying older people meaning my age, all right? In the vicinity of my age. Like a person who's in their early 20s, right? Like, they could do stuff like this. And I can say this wholeheartedly for myself. Like when I was in my 20s, right? And I was in school, it's like I could sleep 1 hour, maybe even sometimes 30 minutes, right? Be up all night, take a little 30-minute nap. I can pop up and go to class at 8 in the morning and be at school all day, you know, probably take me another little nap and then go to work, get off from work, go hang out with my friends, right? Back in the day, I used to be able to do that. But see now, oh no, ma'am. There will be no 30-minute nap before I got to get up and go do something. It's not going to happen. My body just won't function. But it's like when you're younger, you know, you got that youth and you're able to do that. But and that's something that was one of the really hard lessons for me to learn. The way that I used to operate back in the day, I was trying to make myself do that when I got older. And it was like, boo. My body was like, we can't do that. So I feel for you guys, it's like, it's understandable because trying to get to this stability and this security, or if you're in a position to where, you know, you're the breadwinner in your household, is totally understandable, but you can't sacrifice yourself in this process because you're going to end up losing so much more, you know? And it reminds me of a card that came out for another sign in the extended. It was the stress card. And it was talking about like a person who is juggling so much stuff and how you have so many things in the air. And they were saying that you ever notice a person who is juggling so many things, they suddenly end up like breaking their leg or coming down with the flu. And it's like all the balls they had in the air suddenly fall. And the card is kind of funny because it blames it on like a little chaos monkey. So it's like the person is like balancing one foot on a ball and they're juggling all this stuff. And you see like the little chaos monkey like sneaking towards the person with a pin. So what the whole premise of the card is saying that it's a need to balance yourself out, because whenever you have so many things in the air like that, it's almost like how spirit will save you from yourself in a situation like that. Because that's usually like when tower moments happen. But how spirit saves you from yourself is like forcing you to be in a position where you have to rest. Like if you end up getting sick, it's like you have no choice but to lay down and sleep and rest, and you can't go to work because you're sick type of deal. But I feel why this is coming up, Aquarius, is because this energy is here. It's here for you guys to take the because it's intended for you all to take this opportunity, right? and to be able to get to your end goal. But it's letting you know why it is that this may seem blocked, or how you can kind of screw yourself over in a sense from being able to achieve this. And it's by not taking care of yourself. And it's on two sides. It's either by not taking care of yourself and you guys ending up getting sick or something like that, where you end up disqualifying yourself, or it's something that you're working on project wise, like something that you guys would be, I don't know if it's like it could be a myriad of different things. I don't know if you're working on a book, or if it's an actual project at your job, or if it's an art piece or something like that. It's because of this lack of self-care, right? And, you know, things kind of slipping between the cracks because you're not, you know, your best self. You're not very well rested. You're not very well fed, what have you, that you could end up kind of sabotaging yourself and removing this opportunity from you, you know? And I feel in the event if that were to happen, you know, with this Eight of Swords in the reverse, I can see this in two different ways. It's like, in reality, if one recognizes this, that this is happening, that you're just so focused on this end goal, this Eight of Swords in the reverse can be you guys coming out of this mental prison of just work, do, right? It can be coming out of that, or it can be you guys realizing this opportunity is missed and you falling even deeper, you know, into like a mental prison, like feeling like there's really no way to get out because this was supposed to be the opportunity for you, you know, and you end up like missing it or squandering it in some way, shape, form, or fashion, or even for some of you, even oversleeping, you know. Yep. The next two cards we have the Six of Coins and we have the Five of Coins. So the whole key is here, Aquarius. And this would bring us probably to about the middle of the month. So this would be like the, oh, wait. Well, that's very important. Okay. All right. I'm going to tell you this, my friend. This literally brings us to the end of the month. 10 of Coins is in the center of your spread. So this is what the whole theme of this month is. November is intended for Aquarius to get to a place in their life. It's different things for each of you, but it all centralizes back to stability and security, whether you're the breadwinner for your family, or it's just you trying to accomplish something for yourself, trying to hit a certain financial goal, what have you. But this is the anchor of the spread. This is the point of why, you know, you're like what it is you're trying to get to this month, right? How this can be discounted. We're talking first part of the month, coming out of October and into November for like the first 2 weeks. This is what the whole focus is going to be. And it's showing you what it is that's blocking you from getting to this. Even though you're coming in with the intention of getting to this, it's letting you know that you've been overworking yourself and overexerting yourself. And it's time to take a step back and really take care of yourself, because if not, right, there is the potential for one's own choices and behaviors to X one out from this opportunity. And the why this is so important, because it's something new that's coming in. So I don't know what this is for y'all, but I don't know if it's a promotion, if it's a job that you're trying to get or something, but it's something you guys have been working on probably from September. You know, September, October, and November is supposed to be the month that this is something that comes to pass, right? But because one has been going so hard in the paint up to this point, it's forewarning that this could slip through your fingers, right? And not because like, oh, it's a punishment. It's all because of the choices that one has been making. And the choices one has been making has not been in service to your end goal, even though it seems like it is, because you've been pushing yourself to your limits, right? Because you're trying to get to this, right? So it's kind of like, screw sleep, screw eating, screw all of that. I need to get to this, you know, end goal. Once I get here, then I'll rest. Then I'll do this, right? And I feel what the message is here is showing you that that's an imbalance, especially with the Six of Pentacles coming up. Because with the Six of Pentacles, it's speaking to a reciprocity, not so much with other people, but even within our own selves, right? So it's speaking to the fact that if you're overexerting yourself, whether this is taking care of a sick, ailing, family member, like I was saying, or if this is something that you guys are just doing for yourself, looking at it energetically, you're pouring in, pouring in, pouring in, pouring in, whether that's into someone else or it's into this project or whatever it is that you guys are working on. It's a lot of energy that's coming out. But self-care would be that other side of the energy that would replenish yourself. So what it is that you're putting out, it would be something that's coming in, right? Or if it wasn't like a caretaker type of situation and it was like a regular, partnership, then what you're pouring into it, then your partner would be able to reciprocate, whether that's friend, family member, what have you. But why I also say this is important for people who are taking care of, even if it's a sick child, brother, sister, mother, grandmother, grandfather, you taking care of that person because they're sick, or ailing, they can't reciprocate like a care for you. You know what I mean? So you're caring for them and no one is caring for Aquarius. So it causes this uneven dynamic. So with this Six of Coins being here, it's saying that there needs to be a balance in what it is that you're exerting and what it is that's coming in. And this doesn't feel like it involves other people unless you're taking care of other people or you're in a helping profession. So it means that it's your responsibility that while you're, in all your doings and givings, that you're taking time out to give to yourself. Otherwise, there's burnout and you can miss this opportunity. Or if this is something that you have to perform for, or something that you're creating, like, and I say perform for, not like on a stage, but meaning if this is something you have to perform for, like meaning a job interview or a presentation, whether that's at work or at school, or if it's something that you're painting, I don't know, whatever it is, because you won't be in your best mental state or, wellness state, you can end up it can end up turning into sloppy craftsmanship. Whereas if you were rested, it would be the bomb. But because you were working so hard to get to the end goal, you end up kind of squandering it a little bit by not doing your best work, So I feel with this, like I was saying, with that third week, that's between the 14th and the 20th. And I don't really feel this so much. I mean, in a personal development sense, this would relate to this pre-shadow phase of Venus retrograde, because of course, when Venus goes retrograde, we're doing all that on the network. It's like a deep dive into oneself to see or uncover those ways that we've been kind of self-sabotaging. I feel in a personal development sense, yes, like that can be why this is coming up, because it's bringing something to your awareness. But I look at with this Taurus full moon on the 19th, that partial lunar eclipse, that whole week I've been telling everyone between the 14th and the 20th is extremely important, because just energetically, it's going to be a lot of stuff that ends up being revealed. It's a lot of things that are going to pop off for a lot of people, especially like with this Judgment card, like more or less the byproduct of choices that we made are going to become very clear, So I feel for Aquarius, this is extremely important for you guys to nip this in the bud early. Like if you're noticing that and I'm saying, y'all, this is a hella specific reading. You feel what I'm saying? This is very, very specific. But if you're an Aquarius and coming into the month of November, if you're noticing that this is kind of how you're feeling, like you're just feeling meh and kind of baseline, before this third week of the month, it is so imperative that you guys take a step back and take care of yourself. Because like I said, whatever this opportunity is for you guys, it's here. And I feel it's pretty much set up for you to get it. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much set up for you to get it, especially with this Five of Coins being here. It's like both of these cards to me are saying similar energies. With this Eight of Swords, this can go one or two ways. Either one can go deeper into a mental prison or one can come out of one. The way that one comes out of one is tapping back into yourself and taking care of yourself. But if one chooses not to do that, it's like going deeper into this mental prison, because now not only are you exhausted and burned out, but you've also missed out on this opportunity. So the solution to that is creating balance of you pouring back into yourself. And with this 5 of coins, it's that dual meaning with this as well. Because with this, it's feeling kind of on the outs, right? It's feeling kind of shunned and in a terrible situation and not having help, right? But the only way that the person in the 5 of coins can help themselves, right, is by picking themselves up from the bootstraps, right? And going in the direction of what could help them. For you guys in particular, this is about you taking care of yourself. But I have to say, I totally understand why it is that you guys are going hard in the paint like this. I get it. Because it's just like, you know, if I just keep pushing, as soon as this, you know, due date comes, as soon as the 17th of November come, as soon as, you know, the 19th of November come, and I could turn this in or go to this interview, then we Gucci, we good, right? So it's pushing yourself to your limits, but it's not understanding that while you're doing that, you are very literally pushing yourself to your limit and to burn out. And you can end up disqualifying yourself from this opportunity that you've been working so hard to achieve. So this is interesting for this to come out like this, Aquarius. Like literally, this is all about you guys' health. It's about your wellness. It's about your rest. It's about self-care, compassion, fatigue, and burnout. And it's the fact that with this 10 of coins being in the center of the spread, this is for you, but the only way that you can miss the opportunity on this, it would be yourself. It wouldn't be because it's not for you, because all of the energy here is to lead you guys to this, but it's more or less needing to update your strategy, if that's making sense, the method that you're using to get to the end goal. So I'm going to say self-care is the wave for my Aquarius people on this month. I don't know what deck do I want to use to pull an oracle for you guys. A part of me wants to use this new one that I got. I was telling them on the live stream last night that I like to you know, date a deck for a little bit before I start introducing it to my friends on my channel and stuff. And I'm taking a risk on this one because, you know, it just popped up yesterday. So I don't know what's going to happen with this. I'm not familiar with it. I don't know if it's going to cut up. I don't know if it's going to act right. Let's see. Let me get one card for my Aquarius people to give them some additional insight into their situation this month. Please, Spirit. Let's see. I feel it's appropriate for Aquarius because, you know, it's the quantum oracle, and I feel like, you know, quantum things are kind of y'all stilo. You know what I'm saying? One card, Spirit. One card. Oh, there we go. Oh, or it's two. Oh, yeah, that's two. Let's see. First card, we have, ooh, fragmented energy. Interesting. Let's see what this says. Oh, and it turns to the page. That's creepy. Fragmented energy, too many pieces. This card shows a woman wading through high water with puzzle pieces all around her. She is part of the puzzle and her own unique picture is not complete. Like the woman on the card, you may feel like you're pushing against the current with the pieces of your life all over the place. This card reveals a split in your energy and your attention. You may have too much to do with the tasks of your personal and work life completely taking over. Oh, it's a word for Aquarius. If you're hurrying through life and frantic about getting everything done, you are fragmenting your energy. Balance is necessary now. Ooh, Spirit calling you out, Aquarius. It's time to slow down, reduce your have-tos, and give yourself a break. Listen to your friend Marlo. I'm just saying, if you don't, your agitated energy will block the very achievements you're working so hard on. Okay, Aquarius, if this ain't confirmation, I don't know what is. Okay, I told y'all I just got this deck. Ain't nobody get this deck yet. And then it just call you out. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna be quiet. The other message here is that you may be looking at too many options when considering some future projects. You have lots of good ideas that take you in many different directions, but this indecision splits your energy, slows you down, or stops you completely. Make some specific choices and set a plan. Choose the path that calls to your heart. You can always change things up later, but now is the time to focus, not fragment your energetic power. Dude, if that is not dead on, bruh, look, listen to your friend Marlo. I'm telling you, Aquarius, I have been here. Every single therapist I know has been here. A lot of nurses that watch the channel have been here, and some of them are here right now. You know, this is hella important. Like I say, dude, self-care has become a very pop culture-ish kind of thing where people think it's just about, you know, doing a 17-step skincare routine and slathering your body in oil and taking baths and stuff, but it's so much more than that. You know what I mean? Like self-care is literally necessary to function, especially if you're in a helping profession or you're a single parent or you're a caretaker for someone. Like that's super duper huge, because you don't want to experience burnout, because that's something that's even more difficult to bounce back from. So you guys want to nip this in the bud early, you know? So this is the first card to call out my Aquarius that I love. The next card is Great Gratitude. Let's see. Enthusiasm for life. So it says, a woman holds baby birds in her hands, listening to the songbirds in the trees behind her. She has a deep appreciation for the simple sweetness of the world. Gratitude is a consciousness of great energy, and this card indicates that you are capable of moving into this powerful vibration now. In fact, it's the perfect time to focus on this conscious choice as a way of life. You have much to be grateful for, even if you don't always notice it. Your choice to acknowledge the many sources of value in your life acts like a beacon in the universe, one that draws many more things to appreciate you. This ongoing gratitude also sparks a heightened enthusiasm for life and an absolutely irresistible life force. So expect great things from your great gratitude. The universe rewards your genuine appreciation. Oh, that's so beautiful. See, look at that. This isn't just talking about no popcorn type of gratitude either, Aquarius. This is all about you being grateful, I feel, really for yourself. And as opposed to looking at your situation or your circumstance from, like, if you look at it like the haves and the have-nots, don't look at it from the perspective of having not. Look at it from the perspective of what it is that you have. And it's less work that you have to do, you know, because it feels like you guys are really fighting to get somewhere. This is more or less telling you to see how close that you are, because I can clearly see that in these cards. I can see how close it is that you guys are to what it is that you're trying to get to. But it's almost like, I don't know, man, it's almost like a form of self-sabotage that is a very insidious one, because overtly it looks like this is how people who slay accomplish things. It's like tune everything out and focus, but it's not seeing that, you know, it's like driving your car 60 miles per hour, blowing past every single gas station, and then you'll be shocked when you're in the middle of nowhere with no gas. You know what I'm saying? So take care of yourself, Aquarius. I hope that this makes sense. But anywho, I'm going over to my network and Vimeo and YouTube members and all the places, Patreon, everything, to do you guys extended, where we're going to play this energy signature out for each week of November. And then we're also going to give you guys a sneak peek into December and the energies you guys will be dealing with then. So if you're about that life, follow me on over there. But if not, I still love your freaking face, Aquarius. And I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends. Take care of yourself, Aquarius.